Hello, this is Zeke777, and welcome to episode 15 of Arcane Revolution. Today, we're planning on Corporea. I've got here a bunch of Ender Air bottles, and let's figure out what all we can use them for. And let's get, there we go. Still getting used to how Elytra worked, and it's, slow computer doesn't help, but I have to say, really enjoying it, being able to just kind of fly around wherever I want. There we go. Yeah, it's awesome. But let's get started on Corporea. And to start off, we need a whole bunch of sparks. Corporea sparks to be specific, but you need a regular spark to make that. And it looks here like I have 7 blaze powder and 5 blaze rods, which is not nearly enough for everything that I want. Namely, every single item in here, each of these shelves, these all need 3 sparks each, 1 for each level, as well as 1 on the controller over there. Slaves over here, but that works. And I also need it for every single automation thing that I plan on having ever. So, we need a bunch of blaze powder. So, what are our options here? We need blaze powder, which means we can either get blaze rods, blaze powder, or cinder motes. So cinder motes are from rustic thaumaturgy, similar to the silver petal thingy, whatever it's called over here, which, by the way, I should probably harvest. Mature? Okay. Yeah, you only get 1 seed out of here, so that's not going to be something where I can just plant 1 and eventually get a whole field of them. So if I want to do that, I'll probably need to make a whole lot of them, which isn't too bad. Ignis I have plenty of, Victus I have plenty of, Herb I have plenty of, and the items here are pretty easy to come across. Cinder pearls, I've got deserts everywhere. So that's an option. I might set this up as a not temporary, but as a kind of like passive game. Otherwise, I'd kind of mentioned this before, crucible recipe here. 8 vinculum, I think it's, being Latin, I think the V is like a W, I don't know. 8 of the trap thing gets me a 3 blaze rods out of 6. So normally if you just craft this, it's 2 per, but we have ways of getting more. For instance, I can use the crusher here to get 4, I can use crushing table, gets me 5, but it'll set me on fire when I do that. Grinder gets me 4, Crucible gets me 3 or 5 if I use Fabrico, which is easy enough, that's crafting tables. Starlight Infusion, which I haven't gotten quite that far yet, but that's possible. And Transmutation using stuff from Abyssal Craft, so probably not going to do that one. What we can do, we can set up an assembly line rather, and we can basically keep converting back and forth between blaze rods and blaze powder until we get however much we want. Interesting. Bones. The blood infuser. That is also an option. Let me think about this. Okay, so here is the plan. I'm going to make one of these, which is a emptying Essentia transfuser. So we'll pull you out, thank you. One of those, and we're also going to need 2 more alchemical constructs here. Construct. Here we go. We need 2 more of these guys because we are going to make a thaumatorium. I think that's going to be ideal for this situation. I'm planning on using the vinculum into blaze rods thing, but I think in order to do that I'm going to probably go through the transfuser type thing and the thaumatorium words. I'm going to go with that because I think that's going to be a decent setup. And if nothing else, I definitely want one of these anyway, so it's a thing that I'm going to need, so whatever, I'll do it. And for you, I need recipe, thank you. Iron plates, Essentia tubes, Essentia valves, and a great wood. I think I don't have any of that. Alrighty, I think I have everything here. Let's take this and shift click, missing the valves. Ah, right. 2 of you, thank you. And 1 of you. What are you missing? Missing air, right. I thought, wait a minute. Not air. Ordo, right. I can read, yes. For some reason I grabbed air for that. I need Ordo. Okay, let's grab half of these, doesn't really matter, and throw you in here. Okay, so now that we have that, we have 2 alchemical constructs, and we also need our little, whatchamacallit, crucible here. We're going to leave this one because manual is sometimes useful. I should have a whole bunch of iron, so let's just grab that. Do I have my crystal wand thingy on me? I do not. Crystal wand, there we go, Goldmancer's bell. I need iron. And we're going to say we want 7 of you. Request. Thank you. And I also need a, what's it called? Dust. Ah, that worked. Okay, Salus Mundus. Huh. Oh, DUS, that works. Okay, cool. So, one of you. Go get it. Request. Mr. Golem. Go get me the thing. Whatever. It's right up here. Specifically, it is right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a cauldron, like so. Cauldron, and turn it into a crucible. And I believe we still need a heat source under this. Did I actually make a nitor? No. Thank you. Is there a nitor sitting over here? There shouldn't be. I wouldn't expect it to be. Ah, there it is. Cool. I think that is what we need for everything. So I've got the transfuser, I've got the alchemical constructs. I need another Salus Mundus for this. One more you, thank you. And I think that should be good. So let's throw you there, take you, and there we go. Let's head up to our Thaumcraft area and try not to die. That did not work. Okay. We're here. Good. Landed. Let's put this... For now, I'm just going to place it right here. I think that's able to reach everything then. We need our nitor. You can go right there. Crucible goes on top, and 2 alchemical constructs. Fancy. Now take our Salus Mundus. And that works. Okay. So it should be able to reach everything. Now the plan is eventually I'll have mirrors throughout here, and I can just link everything up through that. But I don't have that yet. So let's throw these back where they go. Herba can go there. You are Arum, which is up here. Right there. And Victus was right here. Okay. So, with that, I didn't bring any blaze powder. Bleh. Alrighty, so in order to get our blaze powder, I went downstairs, grabbed my crushing table, and I'm going to put it right here. So, crushing table, you can go there. This is, of course, completely non-automated whatsoever, but it will be eventually. I need my hammer. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Which one are you? Not Ancient Warfare. Not Embers. I can never find this one. Ah, here we go. Iron Hammer. So the reason for this extra little hole here is we're going to grab a water bucket, place you here, because let's see what happens if I don't do that. So grab our hammer, punch you, starts me on fire. So we're just going to work down here. Now this gives us 5 blaze powder per blaze rod. There we go. Which means we're really going to do pretty well on the return on this. I forgot the transfuser, so this can go right there. And I think that's pretty much all we need. So if we place you here, yes, that's what I want. 8 Victus, or 8 Vinculum gets us 3 Blaze Rod. And that's probably all the Vinculum that we actually have. Where are you? It's right here. Okay, yeah, so that's all we have. So let's go ahead and melt down a whole bunch of doors. Not there, right up here. And you know what? We're going to use Blaze Rod for this. Okay, so I'm going to let this guy go for a little bit and see how much we can get out of this. It's nothing too fancy, but it'll at least be kind of making them renewable. The plan, like I said, is the whole thing will be automated, including making the blaze powder out of blaze rods. So I'll have to figure out how I want to automate that. I can do it through here. Proditio, but that's going to be just a lot of alchemy, and I'd kind of like to avoid as much alchemy as possible. Crusher probably, or some sort of crusher type thing. Interesting. So as this goes, it looks like it's actually... Is that 1-to-1? 4, 5, 6. So let's just put 1 in here. Okay. And I think that's taking 1 blaze powder and turning into 3 blaze rods, because I've got 30. I haven't crafted extras of these yet. I've still got 16 more blaze powder here. I got 38 blaze rods. I think this is doing 1-to-1, or 1-to-3 rather. That is definitely something I'm going to be doing then. Blaze powder? No. Let's take another piece of wood. So that is That is interesting. I was actually kind of wondering how they're doing it with multiples of these, because normal alchemy, it only does a single item. So it looks like even though it's listing it as taking 6 of them, that is giving me 3. So if I stick 1 up here, really ran out of income again. Yeah, okay. So it's, yeah, that's doing 1 to 1, or 1 to 3 rather. So that is extremely powerful, and I don't even need to actually use the crushing table to make a profit off of this. Because basically, 1 blaze rod, if I just craft it through here, that gets me 2 of these, which gets me 6 more blaze rods. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. In fact, the main cost of this is going to end up being actually the V that's, or the, I guess, flux that's left into the atmosphere. So that is going to be a thing I'm going to have to keep monitoring. We're going to grab our backpack here. Let's check where we are. We're probably higher than I want to be. Yeah, we are quite a bit higher than I want to be. Which chunk are you in? Okay, so the chunk is like right here, so F3G. Okay, so that's where the chunk boundaries are. So this one is real high. Like I said, much higher than I'd rather be. We'll have to figure out that. I should probably put the filters on the side of this, I think. But either way, this is, yeah, that's awesome. This is just giving me insane amounts of blaze powder. So at 44, toss 1 of you in here. Gets me to 47. Yeah, 1 to 3. So totally overpowered, totally broken compared to what it's supposed to be, but that's okay. So of course the blaze powder is only part of the equation here. We need the rest of our spark. So for that I need a whole bunch of petals, which is easy enough to get because I can just bone meal these. You know, let's just take, how many is that? 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll just take 20. That'll make 5 of these. So I need this, and I think I need, I want to say a gold nugget for this, if memory is serving correctly. So let's grab, that's 20, so I need 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, can count. And let's go ahead and craft these. So this is going to get us some regular sparks. So gold in the middle, blades on either side, and petals on top and bottom. Hey, I remembered it. Cool. So that gets us 10 of those, which is of course nowhere near enough, but we can at least get started. Now spark plus ender bottle plus I probably want to say pixie dust if I recall. Let's see. Yes, pixie dust, which is of course mana pearls, which is ender pearls. So how many ender pearls do I have? We have the end open. End is available. We have 6 ender pearls. That's it. So we are probably going to need to figure out a large source of ender pearls as well. And in the meantime, before I actually head to the end there, I need to make a bunch of these filters. So mod item filters are sticks and green and frame parts, so easy enough. Got a bunch of all of those. That gets us 5. Yeah, we need more. Additional farms that I need to set up. Cactus. This needs green dye, of course, and I need at least one. I need one for pretty much every mod. Thaumcraft, IE, Botania, random thing. Like these are all labeled here, but I don't actually have the filtering in place or the automation in place to actually send it from my input chest. So everything's just kind of piling up here and not being used, which is really annoying and just takes up space, and it's, yeah, just, like I said, annoying. But in the meantime, let's get ready and head back to the end. Actually, do I have any blood nodes? I think I don't have any blood nodes. Blood magic, routing nodes, output routing nodes. Okay, so I got a couple. You can go there. You go there. Okay, so let's head to the end. Now that I've gotten elytra, it's actually quite nice. It's actually not too far to get here. I mean, I guess it is still another kilometer here. But we will set up some sort of automation, not automation, some sort of transportation. I would like to have a teleporter of some sort. I'm thinking Astral Sorcery is probably going to be the best bet. But yeah, we'll set that up later. In the meantime, this isn't actually too long to get over here, just a few minutes or so. Elytra, like I said, makes everything easier. So I'll meet you in the end, and we'll start getting a bunch of ender pearls. So here we are in the end, and I think what I'm going to do, and it's going to take a little bit, but it's kind of something I can just do off camera, and really I don't need to do a whole lot of it, just kind of enough to get started. The more I light the place up, so the enderman will only actually spawn where it's light. Now normally this would be annoying because, like in vanilla, you'd have to do torch spam everywhere, and then that costs all the charcoal or the coal or whatever you're going to use, which is tedious. But I've got an infinite number of lights here, so it's actually not too difficult for me to just light up the entire island and that'll just kind of narrow down where things spawn, and then I can set up an ender of some sort. I could also just go into the void for that, but meh, whatever. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through, surround the whole island. I'm not gonna do a whole island at this point, but we can start killing off some endermen while we're at it. Alright, well, I've got quite a lot of it lit up. It's honestly no more than about a quarter of the whole area. Like I said, something I'll do just off camera when I'm not really having anything else to do, but at the moment I just kind of made the area smaller that they'll spawn in. So for now, we're just going to kill a bunch of these guys. I'm just going to do it manually. Not an automated spawner, literally just doing this. So I'm going to see if I can just fill up the rest of my inventory with ender pearls and ender tears, and see where we are from that. Alrighty, well, I got 3 stacks. Would have preferred to get a little bit more, but honestly, I didn't want to spend too much time, because, hey, I can record right now, so let's actually do some stuff. So, ender pearls, we need to turn you into mana pearls. So let's head over to our little mana storage area here. Thank you. And I'm just going to toss you guys straight in here. 32 should be good for now. And let's then go to this side and toss these in as well. Now, this is going to take a little bit. I think it's 1-to-1, so yeah. I'm definitely going to set up something like I had last season, where I had automation for all of this, but for now, until I can get everything actually settled, it's going to be manual. So let's head back over. Elytra didn't work. There we go. Okay. Yep, still figuring that out. But we have enough to make our Corporea now. So let's go ahead and grab our ender air bottles. I've got my pixie dust. And what was the other thing I needed? Blaze powder? Sparks. Sparks, yes, sparks. Because it's a spark, is what I'm making. Okay, so we have 10, which is obviously not enough, but it's at least a start. So turn you into Corporea sparks. And of you, let's hit you on that. I need a master Corporea spark. So 1 dragonstone, which is mana diamond. Okay, easy enough. Let's go ahead and grab a diamond. A few diamonds, and let's turn these into dragonstones. Alrighty, so Corporea crystal cube, we need a couple of these guys, which are sparks, alpha glass, and dreamwood, so that's going to be more stuff I'll have to go make. Corporea index, which would let me ask for things, which I may or may not do. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? So this guy here, Mr. Golem, you're going to be my main thing here at the base. Actually, I'm probably going to have a couple of you, but whatever. Indexes, though, I can spread those throughout, so I can put one of those up like by Thaumcraft area and be able to request items through that. And I think that will be an idea that I can do. In the meantime, I need 1 Corporea spark and a dragonstone. Gets me a master Corporea spark. Now, this needs to be on an inventory that you won't be able to see. I'll put it here. Main thing is, this in theory will not be full of anything. I might just have an empty chest later, but for now, I think this is just going to be my master chest. So we have that, and a Corporea spark. Let's go ahead and place you on, I guess on the, probably the main controller. So you can go in there. And I also want, let's get a crystal cube. I don't have enough stuff for that. Obsidian, dragonstone. Okay, I have obsidian. So let's go up and grab that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And what was it? I needed ender air and dragonstone. I think that's everything. So that at least let me check to make sure that the system is working. So let's grab a index. Just 1. We'll place you for now right here. And a spark on top of you. So if I ask for stack oak wood, does not work. Ah, yes, because this is way too far away. I could do that. And remove it from this one for now. Let's grab our wand. Wand of the forest. Grab you. Take you off. Take you off. There we go. These do have, of course, a range of 8. So that's the thing that I need to keep in mind. If I place this over on Botania, let's just check to see that that works. So let's ask for a green mystical petal. Do I have any green mystical petals? Mystical green petal. Okay. Mystical green petal. Is this still too far away? Mystical green petal. That's spelled correctly, correct? Cobweb. Cobweb's easier to spell. Cobweb. 0. Okay, I know that this worked before. Ideally, let me go make a Dreamwood Elf Glass and get a couple Corporea Crystal Cubes, because that's a little bit easier to do testing with. Alrighty, so Crystal Cube, we'll place you here, and we will set you for Elf Glass. Place you in here. Not you, place you in here. And right now it should be reading 0 because it's not hooked up to the network. So if we place you on there. Interesting. So this seems to indicate that it can reach there. So let's check to see that it's not grabbing something like industrial hemp. We'll do line. We'll do conveyor belts because that I know there's only going to be a couple. Conveyor belt. You are also not reading conveyor belt. Okay. That's not working. This worked in creative. Okay, so here we are in my creative world, or one of my creative worlds, I should say. Don't need that. Like I said, this was working. So this down here, there's a ladder in the top one and a Corporea Spark in the top shelf. So it's reading 3 Corporea Sparks and 1 ladder. So if I take this ladder, 0. If I put it down here, 0. Interesting. Does that only work on the top shelf? I had not thought of that. What about you? 0. Take you and swap you to the top one. You work. Okay, so let's grab more Corporea Sparks. And so that's here, here, and here. I don't need one on the routing thing. Okay. So interesting. It is only reading the top shelf. That is annoying and a problem. Like I said, I thought I did the testing on this, but apparently not. Get back. Thank you. Okay, so it's reading that top one 3 times. Yeah, nothing in there. Take you out, put you in the bottom. Nothing there. It's literally only reading that top one. Nope, still reading that, but for every spark it is reading more on that. What about if we put it directly on the shelving unit middle block? Still nothing. Okay. That throws a wrench in the whole system. Because like I said, I thought I did testing, but apparently it's only reading the top shelf. Yeah, if I take oak chests, set you for oak chests instead, you're reading 0. Until I put one up in the top here. Now it reads 14. Okay. Okay, so basically my shelving units are not going to work for what I need because Corporea won't be able to read the contents of the mod storage, which is using these. So that means I'm going to have to come up with a different method of storage, but I really like how these looked. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how to address this. Alrighty, so got up, took a shower, had a bite to eat, thought about it a little bit, and I'm still not happy. But these guys here, the main thing I like about them, there's 2 things really. One is the look. I mean, they look like storage shelves in a warehouse. That's exactly the look I was wanting in here. As well as how big they are. They're expandable. I think it's 8 single chests, so 4 double chests, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I've got a whole lot of resources. Actually, Iron I'm a little low on. Gold I'm apparently extremely low on. Didn't realize that. Diamonds I've got 47 blocks, so that's not too bad. I think what I'm going to do is diamond chests. So this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 chests right here. You are worth 3 chests. Do I have a diamond chest anywhere? I don't think I have a diamond chest sitting around. Yeah, don't. But I think those are basically 2 double chests, I think. So basically 1 diamond chest is equivalent to half of one of these levels. And I think, honestly, like I don't think I have... Oh, apparently I can actually fit up here. I don't think I have any more than 4 boxes set up on any one of these shelves anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch everything out for diamond chests. It's going to be a tedious process. But like I said, I'm going to swap out for diamond chests. And I think I'm going to play around with chisel and bits. So what I can do here, since this footprint is 4x2, I could quite easily have 2 diamond chests per shelf and build up some semblance of a shelving unit type thing out of chisels and bits. That'll get me, I'll put 1 on the bottom here. This row will be taken up by shelving unit type thing. So I can do, I guess I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 diamond chests per one of these or something. I'll figure out some pattern and some shape. And then everything will just be through diamond chests and I can just make it work that way. Yeah, a little annoying. But honestly, silver lining, in here I can't middle click to sort. And that's been a thing that's been bugging me ever since I made these. Because honestly, being able to middle click to sort things is extremely useful. It organizes things, it makes it all together so that there's not like random gaps here. And also if there's, you know, stacks that are split up like that, it puts them together. So middle click is really useful and something I've been missing anyway. So that's all I'm gonna have to swap out for diamond. So in the meantime, what can we do? So another thing that I might do with my storage, since I'm gonna have to overhaul the whole thing anyway, is I can expand these drawers. So first off, I need to fill in this area here. But I can also expand down here, so I might have it still be a wall of shelves through here. In fact, I could do kind of like a walk into almost like a library type thing. You have a stack of shelves along here, a stack along the wall, so it just has more room. So that is also an option. I can always expand that. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to redo the whole thing anyway, so I might as well take a look at various ways I can optimize my whole layout here. I think what we're going to do then, instead of that, is, I mean, we have Corporea. We don't have a whole lot of these sparks left. We might as well actually start expanding into some automation. So like I said, things that I need a decent amount of cactus for green dye for the filters. I need everything for Corporea to be automated, which is probably what I should automate first, but probably won't. There's a whole lot I can do. Well, a lot of the things I want to automate kind of fall under the category of agriculture. So this region over here is of course where I'm planning on having my farming district. And as you'll notice, it is currently, shall we say, unoccupied. Reason for that is if I go to the town hall here, I can hit deaths and I can see everyone died. Yeah, it turns out if you have guys over here that happens to be near an area where, you know, zombies can spawn, zombies like to kill things. So basically everything's over here is dead. You can bring it back, but at the moment, not really what I'm concerned about. Do I have any wood in here? I've got some wood, okay. Now basically I need to lay out a whole area over here because I want different areas set up, one for a tree farm, one for wheat, carrots, potatoes, whatever, one for, why is there so many cows here? They shouldn't be breeding if there's not a guy here to kill them. Whatever. We'll kill off a few of them. Good enough. Yeah, so we need to set up an area for everything. I have no idea how I want to design that. And I also want to lay a couple other things over here. Namely, I've got the various farming stuff that I have back at my main storage area, which is, of course, my sugarcane, my various other crops. Can I land up here? Thank you. As well as, of course, cactus, because, like I said, I need green dye. Additionally, I want to have a proper automation for my silver wood shimmer leaf things. Currently only one. I'll make more. As well as, of course, the cinder mote is what I need. So yeah, I need to set up areas for all these various things to be farmed. Probably stick a bunch of golems over there because they seem to be able to handle it a bit easier than those guys. And I think the first thing I'm going to start with is cactus. So let's start by taking these. Take this, I'll replant so I have something over here in case something goes horribly wrong. But we'll set up a small area over there to automate some cactus. Now I think it doesn't need to be as large as I had it last season. The main thing is cactus can be turned into food, which I don't need as much. Can be turned into green dye, of course. Shipping bin, I can turn it into emeralds. Gasification, can get wood gas, but I can get that from wood as well. Let's see what else in here. Okay, harvest seal, so I'm not going to need a whole lot of those. And then slime balls, of course. So slime is going to be, I think, the main thing I want out of this, because that can get you slime blocks, sticky pistons, all the various redstone things that I need, and lots of other cool stuff as well. So yeah, Cactus Farm, I think, is the first thing that we will automate. So I'd like to start off with a small experiment here. We have fertilized dirt from random things, and fertile soil from rustic. Now they're both basically the same, dirt and bone meal for this one, dirt, bone meal, and rotten flesh for this one. Now I want to figure out which one's going to be best for cactus. Now I'm going to probably have to replicate this test for pretty much everything that I want to farm, but whatever, that's fine. Just because I think things are going to be different depending on, like, maybe sugar cane's going to grow better on one versus the other. I don't want leather. Oh, leather's from the cows. Okay. So rotten flesh, bones. Let's take half of these for now. And dirt. Still should have plenty of dirt, I think. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a small little area, probably 2 cactus per, and set up a small little section so it'll automatically harvest each of them. And we'll see where we go from there. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 8 of these for now. Take you. Thank you. And I also want 8 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me 8. Alright. Alrighty, so let's get started. So we take out 4 blocks here. 3, 4. And we're going to use the random things over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's build up an area to actually be able to break these guys. So right here and right there. Break that, and that's pretty much done. So from there, let's go ahead and take a chest, place it right here, I think will work, and an item collector on top. Okay, so next, let's figure out what the range is on this guy. So that is fine. What about you? 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that should... Okay. So, Mr. Item Collector, we're going to break you because I think your range is actually a whole lot smaller than I was hoping. You know what? That works. We'll go like this. Place our chest underneath here. And Item Collector on top. Now that should work. So if I drop something there, gets pulled in, drop something there, gets pulled in. Okay, so in theory, it's not going to land much further past here. So that should work. Now if I drop one here, you get pulled in here. You don't. Okay, so that is actually a 3-block radius. If I place it right there, it's fine. Okay, 3 blocks. That's good because that means I don't have to have a very large area for this. So that's going to go out to here, which means I need this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, because I went 2. So that gives me, went 2 past there. So I think this here should work. So I've got my 2 blocks and then the 3rd is that one. Okay, so that's good. Now that I have that, we can take our rustic ones. Rustic, fertile soil there. Grab a chest and an item collector on top of you. And more dirt on top to get the little breaker. Okay. So that's all set up. You're ready to go. You are ready to go as well. Let's fill in this random hole. And let's get ourselves some cactus. I just need 8 to start this. Alrighty, now I think it's not going to be close enough that it's going to matter too much which one goes first. Oh, you can't go there. 3, 4, and then 2 over here as well. Break you. Okay, so I think that starts close enough to each other that it should be fine. And now I'm just going to wait for a little bit, and we're going to see where we get after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know. It currently says 2:48 on my clock, so we will see where we get from there. And as luck would have it, they're actually within the same chunk, so I can set this as loaded. Chunk loaded, there we go. So this is loaded, and it's also in the same chunk, so I don't have any weird things where it's like, oh, this chunk gets preference over this one. They should be basically the same. I guess this might get hurt if it pops out to this chunk. Shouldn't matter. Either way, we'll let this sit for a little bit. Well, it has been, it says here, 10 minutes, so it says 2:58. So let's check out Rustic. Rustic has none. Good to know. And this one here with random things has 7. So yeah, looks like we're going with random things on this one. So at least for cactus, I think maybe this one might work better perhaps for regular crops, but at least looking at this, yeah, we're going to go with random things for this. And also, you can see I was doing a little bit of terraforming. I'm planning on moving this whole area. This is going to be lowered by 2 blocks down to this area down here. I'm going to have to figure out how I want my bridge to be set up there, because I do want it to come up to here at least. Maybe I'll have it start down. I don't know, I'll figure that out. But I'm kind of trying to terraform this so it's mostly the same level. Generally, I don't like just completely flattening things like that. But in this case, since it is going to be a lot of farms, I need lots of flat area for lots of farms. I could, I guess, do like terraces or something, but whatever, this will work. And by expanding out this area out here, this is that little, there's like a little flat area in front of the main farming. This area should make it so that I've got quite a lot of area that I can build on that's all a lot closer as well, instead of having that hill halfway through. And I think that'll work well. Alrighty, so that's sitting over there. We're getting lots of cactus. Cool, whatever. Made a to-do list. So, due to popular request by my 2-year-old, there are 2 cows on top, because why not? And we have here farming district to-do list. And I just kind of separate it into categories, and then I'll have actual things underneath here. So crops, main things for that is going to be wheat, for instance, the various things from the Thaumcraft stuff, the cinder pearl, all that. Trees, we need, let's see, we just need oak mostly. Hi. Flowers, buildings, and miscellaneous. So flowers, I'll probably put, I guess, mystical petals sorts of things will be over here. Buildings, farm, there has to be some sort of farm building. And miscellaneous, cactus will be under there, various other things. And for those keeping score, it is currently 322 from 248 when I started this. This guy's up to 27 cactus, and this one here is sitting pretty at 4. So yes, definitely the random thing is going to be better than rustic. So we're going to make ourselves a bunch of those and figure out where exactly we want this. Oh, and speaking of the cows up top there, I completely forgot, I actually need animals on this list too. So that's another thing to add to this. Alrighty, so I've dug a couple trenches here. This one is 3 wide because it's going to be kind of the main road coming in. And then I have a couple other ones that are just 2 wide going over here, and then another long stretch over here that's joined up. So my thought, and I've done absolutely no measurement on this, this is just me laying down, I want it to be a very organic build. And the whole thing's going to be, of course, under development. Basically, I want to have roads over there as well, but I figure I have to start somewhere, so might as well start here because that's what I'm working on. And I think this area here-ish, from like here to here or so, I think that is going to be where I'll put my cactus farm. Well, it is a couple days later, and I've had a little bit of time to work on this, and here's what I got. And I want to walk through it, and then I want to tell you exactly everything that's wrong with it. So, similar to last season, I have pistons up above, only this time I'm using these slime blocks here, so I can knock out 3 at a time. Let's not walk there. And you can see it's kind of going pretty nicely. You can see it popping off occasionally. Apparently got a cow in there. Ignore him. Yeah, and so right now it's just lever controlled. Now the farm is off. Now the farm is on. Cool, huh? So here's the problem. Currently we're sitting at 58, and this has been going for a decent amount of time. So 58. Now, just out of curiosity, let's walk over here and see how many we have from this little thing with exactly 4 cactuses. Cacti. 48. Yeah, there's a problem here. So the problem is, from what I can tell, fertilized dirt works really well for this block. This block, not so much. Now, that wouldn't be a problem, except I want this thing to be toggleable. So, I mean, I could easily just bump this down by one more, and then it'll work faster, but I won't be able to turn it off. And that's where these random redstone things come in. Ignore this chest, it was there before. So, this here is a double piston extender. If I turn this on, pops out by 2, and goes back. Very similar to the same setup that we have over in our elevator to get into the magic district. Only instead of it pushing up the second time, it's just pushing it out. So it goes out by 2. Which is cool. Doesn't work on vertical. Kinda. So this is one that I found online, and I should probably find out who came up with this design. This one works. However, this one works off of a button press instead of a lever. So you press the button, pops it down, and since it's a 1-tick pulse there, the bottom piston here will spit out its block. But it pushes it down by 2 blocks. Another button press, goes and picks it up and brings it back. So pretty simple. It's at least only 1 wide, which is good. The furnace here, I think in the original design it's just a regular solid block, but I need it to be a furnace because this is a stone and I need it to be a slime block. So that's a thing. Other than that, I think everything in here should work for what I need, except for some redstone timing stuff. And to give credit where credit is due, where I saw this design was on YouTube by Northwind Studios, titled The World's Smallest Double Piston Extenders. Admittedly, I didn't actually watch the video, I just clicked through, saw the picture, and it's only 1 tile wide, so easy to see what exactly it needs. In fact, I should probably hop up here so I can show you. There's a redstone dust here, and you know what, I'm just going to pop up and show exactly how the thing works. So let's just clear out inventory a little bit. Okay. So, button press here, here's a repeater, which goes into here. The observer picks up that the repeater did something, so that will pulse this redstone, which will pop this guy down. At the same time, that powers this piston here, and they kind of both work at the same time. Goes real quick there. I think it powers the sticky piston. This is a 4-tick repeater, so I think... Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell there which fires first, but basically it works by this stone picks up, there's redstone on top of that as well, so signal comes in, observer picks that up, powers this, which keeps the furnace thingy lit. This one here powers this stone, which powers this piston, which pushes that, I think... I don't know, there's some weird stuff because of buds and stuff like that. So with this here, if I have it going into the side of the block, this piston will power, or this repeater will power this piston. This one will only power this piston. However, if it goes vertically, then you just have to worry about quasi-connectivity, where powering, like putting power onto this block will power this guy, but he needs to be updated to show that, which I think is what this little flicker does. So like that turns on, which would power him, but he doesn't know that yet. So it turns on this. It's kind of a weird quasi-connectivity thing. And there we go, we have our 3 modules. 1, 2, 3, easy. Now for symmetry's sake, I think I'm going to take my chisel here. Let's turn you into regular cobblestone and make another furnace, actually, right here. Just for looks, really. There, okay, so that way it's even. I think that works. So, the way this is set up right now, it's kind of interesting. So, because these are so close, I can't place them this way, because then there'll be a furnace where there needs to be a slime block to be able to touch everything. So I had to place them this direction. But as a handy side effect, since there's a redstone dust here that's facing into this stone, which is then hit this repeater, if I hit one button here, that works. Pushes them all down by 2 blocks. And once again, I can then push it again, and then it'll pick them up. Now, being as I'm not actually going to be here watching this thing move, it is all just going to be done automatically while I'm not looking at it. I kind of don't care that this one's going to be slower. There's not a whole lot I can do besides, I guess I can feed the input in 2 places, but I think if I have power going into this one here, I think that may throw off this guy. I could switch it around and have it be on this side. Kind of don't care. It works. It's just that that one module is slow. So, that being said, we can take this out. And I also want to take out the ones over here. I'll do this one first. Because I think now this should be considerably better. So let's pop all these guys in place and give it a little bit of a time test. So while we're waiting for that to kind of figure out for timing how fast it is, I think it's going quite a bit faster than that one for now, but we'll see. In the meantime, I need to figure out my timing system. So basically, it's going to be similar to before. We're going to have a Corporea crystal cube up here somewhere, and once the level is above a certain thing, I want this to be turned off, and when it drops below a certain level, I want it to be turned off. So basically, I need a rising edge and a falling edge. So, how do I want to do this? Now, I've got set up here, at least for now, a monostable circuit, which is when a signal comes into this block through, say, a repeater or whatever, it'll do a 1-tick pulse into here. So let's just double check to make sure that that does what we want it to do. So that seemed to work. Cool, so that works, good. Break you, don't need that. So that works. Next up, we need to be able to turn this from being a solid on to solid off to being, depending on what the signal strength is. So let me do a little bit of work off camera here. Alrighty, so the basic concept of this design is this. We have a high signal and a low signal. Now the low signal is going to, well, I'll start with high. So high is going to be once it is at, we'll say 14 or 15 redstone strength. And so when it goes over a certain point, which is simply just a comparator, in fact, let's do that. We'll take a comparator here with a lever right next to it. I think will work. Levers, here we go. Levers, thank you. One there, one here. So when it's on, it's great. Whereas if this one goes to only, say, here, so now this strength is going to be lower than this one here. Let's try this again. Yes, so this one here is a strength of 14 going in, but the strength on the side is 15 because it's right there. So basically, if this one is here, nothing, but if it is here, then it'll turn on. And it doesn't matter how long it stays on for, because if we watch our repeater on the side there, it does one quick pulse. So this can just stay on until it's happy, whatever. So once it drops below that threshold, it turns off. Nothing pulses, we're fine. So this is where we are below our maximum threshold, and the number of cactus we have is falling. So once it reaches below a certain threshold, then this side kicks on. Same story, it pulses once to pop those back out until it eventually gets high again and turns that on. Kind of weird to describe it down here, but let's see it in action. Alrighty, I think I have something to show for this. So I just took these out. I've got 64 and 9 over here, and this one over here should be considerably less, I bet. Yeah, 14. So clearly an improvement. So yep, it only improves that block there, not the one above it, which I guess I should have looked at in my testing. But where are we? We've got more cactus in here. Yeah, cool. We need to get up top here so I can show what we've got going on. So this part here, these are temporary, but this is, I think, how I want it, except for the numbers in here. So let's throw cactus in there. Currently we have 0. If I throw a bunch in here, it's working. So that just turned off, or that turned on the system actually. It's because this side over here is not yet activated. So let me put another redstone in here. Just one. Thank you. Okay, so what happened? First off, let's take this out, which will turn the system back on. Okay, so why did that happen? Yes, so right now it is low. So this one here is on because this guy here, 0 is less than the, like, what is it, 2, or is it 0? What is it? 1, 2, 4, 8. So if we have 8 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that turned off. Cool. Now this guy here, interesting, that one shouldn't be outputting power, because that should be here. Oh, I didn't have those lined up. 3, 4, and you are up here. Okay, whatever, that works. I just had it too close. So basically, if we get below 8, then this one here will turn on. So we now have 7. Should kick the system on. 6, 5, 4. I can never remember the numbering on this. There we go. So 3 is what that cutoff is. Or 4 is here. So this is 4, this is 2, this is 1, this is 0. I guess. Again, can never remember the numbering on that. So basically, it says we're low. Yay, we're low. Turned on the farm. I actually turned off the farm because my system's out of sync right now. Okay, so this over here turns it on. Yes. Now, if we get more in here, it will turn that off, but it won't repulse these guys here until we get over the certain amount here, which I don't remember what it is. So that turns it off. Yes, this is off. Yes. Okay, so yes, it's a little confusing as to what's on, what's off, but basically it's going to work because my numbers are going to be a lot higher than what they are here, where it's tiny thresholds and it'll trigger one or the other. So right now it's turned it off because we have more than the stack that I have it asking for, or however much I have it asking for. We are over the limit, so it is turned this off. Now what we're going to do is this guy here, we're going to bump you up to at least there, and this one we're going to bump you to up here. So that is showing we have 77 cactus. So right now it is in whatever mode it's in. Doesn't really matter, currently it's off. Now in theory, once I start setting up automation to use the cactus, it'll reach below the threshold that this guy's asking for, which will then kick everything on. Now, I do have things kind of tight in here. So this bookcase is technically powering this comparator, but this one here is higher. So since this is higher, it's still not going to output a signal until it's higher than the highest input. Whereas this guy over here, it only has the one input from this side, and of course the Corporea crystal cube. So that all ties together there. And it fits within this little footprint that I kind of arbitrarily set out for myself, which is good. So that means I can actually start decorating it and get rid of just the plain stone that I have, and turn it into something different and make it actually look like a nice little barn. But I think we're running out of time. We've got, like I said, we've got some Corporea automation kind of set up. We at least have the mechanics for one farm set up here, but we don't have the whole system hooked up to the main storage because, quite honestly, I don't have enough sparks. We need to set up some sort of automation to get Blaze's powder because that's the main thing that's limiting me here. But we're going to need lots of Corporea sparks because these guys only have a range of 8, remember. So this needs to get all the way back to base. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to go over there, cross this bridge onto that island there, probably under that bridge or in that bridge. I don't know, I need to figure out where it's all going. But didn't have time for that today, but we at least have the automation in place. And really at this point, all I need to do is swap out these, put the master spark back over there, and hook up a whole chain of them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.